Martha said. Time standing still. Time to breathe. My mother-in-law, God bless her, wants us to go and live with her in Madrid, but I like having my own space. I know what you mean. That said, you're lucky to have an understanding husband in your life. What about you? What about me? Martha said. You're happily divorced now, right? I wouldn't say happily divorced, Anne. Give me a break. You know what I mean. Martha rolled her eyes. No, I don't know what you mean. Anne topped off their glasses. What I'm saying is, why on earth haven't you gotten together with that guy you told me about? Jon? Yeah, Jon, don't act so coy. Listen, it's strictly professional. Is that all you want it to be for the rest of your life? Probably not. So why don't you give him a call? And say what? Geez, I don't know. Maybe, Jon, you want to go out to dinner next week and then back to my place? That kind of thing. Martha winced at the idea of being so forward. That's not me, isn't it? Well, maybe it needs to be. Come on, Martha, you're not getting any younger. Martha laughed. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Besides, you don't know what Jon is like. Neither do you. Maybe you need to find out. He's emotionally detached at times. He's complicated. She grinned. Which I like. Anne rolled her eyes. Give him a goddamn call. Meyerstein shook her head and took a sip of her wine. Maybe when I get back home. He's the one, Martha. You talk about him all the time. Don't forget, I know you. You need a little nudge now and then. Otherwise, you'll be stuck working your tail off year in, year out. Martha knew what her friend was saying was true. She was reticent about taking the first step. She had thought about it at length, but she didn't want to cross the line, believing it could be construed as unprofessional. How would those she worked with at the FBI react? She worried about the optics of it. She was, by nature, very cautious. She didn't like being rushed. Is he a womanizer? Is that what's stopping you from taking the first step? A womanizer? On the contrary, Jon hasn't been with, or at least I don't think he's been with, a woman since his wife died. That was nearly 20 years ago. I'm sorry, that was insensitive. Forget it. Listen, I care about him, that's true, and I like him, and his daughter. She's sweet. Do you think you could love him? Martha closed her eyes. She'd often posed herself that same question. Actually, I do think I could love him. Okay, there, I've said it. So give him a call. And say what? I don't know. Reach out to him. Stop being that buttoned-up FBI woman. Take a chance. What if he rejects me? What are you talking about? You need to tell him how you feel. Anne's wine sloshed a little in her glass. Martha felt like she was back in college, the two of them drinking at an off-campus party, gossiping about the boys across the room. You've known him for years and you've only gone out for a drink, dinner. You need to pick up the pace. The idea of just going for it was exhilarating, and yet Martha wondered why on earth she was listening to her friend about this. Martha was more comfortable dealing with things in her own way and in her own time. But the fact of the matter was her relationship with Jon Reznick had already spanned years. Maybe the problem was that she'd been stuck in a rut since her divorce. She was reluctant to open up her emotions again. Her husband's adultery had hurt her deeply. Anne leaned forward. Give him a call. It's early afternoon on the East Coast. She winked. I'll give you a few minutes of privacy. She got up and headed toward her starboard cabin on the lower level. Martha knew Anne was right. Perhaps emboldened by the wine, she took out her cell phone and dialed Jon's number. It rang 5 times before she was diverted to voicemail. Hi, Jon. It's Martha. I'm on vacation in Spain. On a yacht, believe it or not. The water here is so clear, and I was wondering if it's like that in Maine. You always promised to give me a VIP tour of your hometown. I was wondering if you'd want to meet up in Rockland when I get back. Maybe take me out for a nice dinner? Just the two of us? I'd like that. I guess what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way is I've been thinking about you a lot, about our friendship and whether it's time to let it develop further. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Anyway, give me a call. My cell phone is on. I miss you. Meyerstein felt giddy when she ended the call. It was so out of character. She watched the last remnants of the evening sun sink over the horizon. She thought of Reznick thousands of miles away. She wondered what he was up to. She imagined he would be hanging out in Rockland, maybe in a bar, maybe quietly at home. She'd always had a little trouble reconciling his ruthless Black Ops expertise with the quiet life he claimed to live when he wasn't consulting with the FBI.